What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerd On Update, our weekly show about the weekly news that's exciting to us. That's the first part of the show, and then the last part of the show, we answer questions from you, the people. And if you, no, I'm going to go into that spiel. Let's get right into the news because we don't introduce the hosts, right, Tom?
Not at all, Josh.
So lots of news this week because we do not have our co-host Corey with us. So we were like, let's just double it up.
Was that how it's like? We're like,
just so I'm going to start.
Yes,
because
please.
I'm already talking. And I'm really excited about this because Dexter New Blood had a full trailer drop this week. Full trailer.
Is that the name of the season? New Blood?
That's what it was referred to on the interwebs. But it showed us a little more of what's going on in Dexter's life because thus far we've only gotten little like teasers, like 15-second, 30-second teasers that was like, I want more. But it showed us a little bit what Dexter's life is like. It appears that Deb is his conscience in this episode or in this season, not his dad like it was. And we also got a little twist at the end of the trailer that his son Harrison shows up. So there's some questions like, why is Harrison showing up? It makes me think that maybe he has a dark passenger of his own and he's looking for his dad. Does he know that his dad is this creature?
Oh, would then his mom be his?
Well, she's not, as far as we know, she's not dead. That's the other question that like makes me wonder, where's Hannah?
Oh yeah, because oh my god, I just forgot about all the show. I was like, what even happened? Tidal wave.
A tidal wave. One could say the storm happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm incredibly excited about that. When it dropped, a friend of mine posted it because I live under a rock and I miss news, and then people have to share it with me. Anyway, I watched it and I watched it with Bonnie later on. It was just like, it looks good. That's the thing. And a lot of people are like, maybe this is going to make up for that, the last season that we got that we were a little disappointed with. Many people were disappointed. I was okay with it.
A lot of people were disappointed by the time Trinity was gone. I was like, I'm watching because I like to see where Dexter's character is going to go because it's always battling the questions like, I have this dark passenger. Am I going to be doomed to always have it? And will I ever be allowed or should I be allowed to have a happy life? And I'm like, I absolutely love that question.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Should I be allowed? The moral dilemma. The next piece of news that I have was a pretty big one, and it is mainly an update on news that we have covered in the past. And I will start with this because hashtag Free Britney.
Free Britney, baby.
Big thing happened. Jamie Spears, Britney Spears' father, filed a petition to end her conservatorship. And the statement that was released was, as Mr. Spears has said again and again, all he wants is what is best for his daughter. The document, which was obtained by, I got this from the Associated Press, says, if Miss Spears wants to terminate the conservatorship and believes that she can handle her own life, Mr. Spears believes that she should get the chance. So, that's huge.
I am a cynical person.
Yeah.
And I'm very worried that this is all a big kind of ploy to make sure that Jamie Spears looks like a good guy. Because I think, what was it like?
I concur.
Yeah, I think there was more about Britney's legal team being like, we are going to do evaluations on everything and do an itemized list of everything that has ever been spent.
Yeah.
And then this move by Jamie Spears is kind of being seen as a way.
I feel like the system's falling apart around the conservatorship, and this is kind of a way of saving face.
So to
speak.
No, like they have no public approval.
Yeah.
They are like the only thing they have going for them is precedent that not many conservatorships don't get taken away. But like Britney shows cognitive, ability. The legal team that she can now pick is probably going to be better. And again, this is not going to go away much. And I'll talk about that later of like how it's very similar to something else. But it's, again, I call it the American Disney princess, where it's like, this is absolutely what's it like to, a woman who's like not completely controlled by her father, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
And she's I think she's either nearing 40 or She's a couple of years older than me. I know that. Next piece of news is another update on something that we covered months ago, and that is Apple versus Epic. The court ruled semi in Apple's favor, stating that Epic Games failed to prove Apple is a monopoly, as gaming apps account for about 70% of all App Store revenue that is generated by less than 10% of all App Store users. So basically they were like, no, it doesn't compute. But the caveat is the court also issued an injunction stating that Apple can no longer prohibit developers from providing links or other means directing users away from Apple and in-app purchases and stuff like that. So developers have more of an option. They can't be like painted into a corner of how they collect money from their apps.
Which is, it's funny because it's like kind of like you let the big guy win and you also let the other big guy win.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that kind of turns. I know there's a lot of, questionable things on Epic's side. And again, you should just never trust $1 trillion companies. So it's definitely interesting to see that like no one really got hurt from this.
Yeah.
No one like Apple didn't.
It was kind of like
yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Epic was like, okay, you're coming for that. I'm coming for everything.
Yeah.
And Apple was like, cool, we didn't lose much because you didn't prove anything. And then also you get to have what you want. So we'll see how the effects of that goes, because I can only assume that this is kind of a little bit of a precedent battle, because now other game developers are gonna be like, cool, use our own money to.
Both of those pieces of news are kind of like that's just a step.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like this sounds really cool on paper, but let's see how it goes.
And that's a wild thing, especially like seeing it as an adult now. You hear about it as a kid of like, oh, the legal system takes a long time, and as an adult, you see it, you experience it, and you're like, oh, it does take a long time. This sucks.
Yeah. I was in a lawsuit for almost 5 years, and one of the reasons why it was basically canned was it was almost 5 years. And so the judge was like, nah, this is just too much. One last piece of news, and this is more nerd on news. This week is our 4-year anniversary, and last week we talked about a little something that we released only to the Nerd On Nation. They got it first. That is one of the benefits of joining the Nerd On Nation, powered by Patreon, nerdon.tv/Patreon. You get early access to any merch that we release. And we got this dope mug. This dope mug. Hey, can you press the button that shows them like up close?
This one.
That one.
Yeah.
Look at that, baby.
For our audio listeners, what's on it? What did you design on here?
I actually didn't design it, but what's dope about it is that we had our we basically call him our resident like commission artist. He designed all of our character arts. He's designed any like previous anniversaries, any versions of us. Like last year we were all in like Back to the Future get-ups and all that kind of stuff. He did the technical difficulty. Okay. Anyway, people watching the video version will be like, "What?"
Yeah.
He basically designed any of our character art stuff, and he designed this. And basically, we wanted a way that was a fun way to represent the trilogy that we are covering. And since we're covering the Cornetto trilogy, he did like we have a zombie hand, we have a swan, we also have somebody holding a beer mug up. So it perfectly encapsulates the trilogy, and it's not copyright. So
it's got a cool black handle on it. It's black on the inside. It's got 4 years on the other side of it.
4 years.
Which that part you did design.
Yeah,
4 years.
I did design.
That's what I'm saying. You get some credit.
I handled the merch store back end. I designed it. It looks good. I mean, it looks super dope. So
when can people get it?
Tomorrow, Monday.
So Monday. So
Monday
if you're
13th.
listening to this yesterday, if you're watching it now, tomorrow.
Head on over to nerdon.tv/shop, and it'll be there. You can check it out. It'll be available there.
It's getting colder. It's going to be this cold season soon. Best time to put some tea in there or some coffee, cocoa, some mulled wine if that's your thing. Whatever you want.
Wine. Never had it.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah. What's your news, Tom?
My news. I got 3 things as well. First of all, something came out last week on the 7th of September, which was very important to me, and it was kind of important to this show because we did 3 episodes in a row.
We did. We did something that we did a trilogy outside of our anniversary.
Yeah, it was
because Tom was like, I need to do this.
I did not.
I know.
That's the thing. It was so funny because like a lot of things I think that I'm really passionate about. Corey's like, why don't we do this? I'm like, I'm not the one.
Don't put this on me.
I'm not the one to push the agenda.
Yeah.
Like my agenda on us as a group. But it was something I'm very adamant about, very supportive about, especially just the inside, the back end. Again, if you want to know more about it, please check out those episodes. It was our road to hashtag the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yes.
Which it has some weird feelings of it. So I'm just going to grab it out.
He has props.
That 4K UHD.
Mine's literally out for delivery.
Yeah, it's gonna come out. It's pretty dope. I did an unboxing of it on my stream on Thursday, and it's got so much in there. It's really cool.
So much.
Like you'll just drop everything how it comes out. Oh my. Okay, so you gotta open yours part up. So it's really big for the listeners of the show. It's got every cover. Like you got Man of Steel, you got BVS, and then you got the whole league, and then you got like the credits in the back. But every DVD is in there. You got some slips of artwork and holographic stuff. Let's close this up, baby. Yeah, and I think it was like $60-$70. And I actually got like a refund off of it since I ordered it off Amazon. But it was the #1 sold Blu-ray in America and in the United Kingdom.
Hell yeah.
This week, which is really cool. I'm a big fan. Again, I always say vote with your dollars. So I got it, and if you want to see more of it, because it's not supposed to be a trilogy, it's supposed to be a pentology, 5-film arc, Justice League 2 and 3.
So are you saying hashtag restore the Snyderverse?
I'm saying hashtag restore the Snyderverse, and also hashtag SnyderCutHomeComing. Because again, we have to be vocal if you want to see.
Isn't there a potential that it could be like a different studio that takes on the mantle, so to speak?
I don't know how that might work. You mean with Discovery?
Yeah.
Oh, Discovery's going to absorb Warner Brothers, but it's a matter if David Zaslav wants them to do it, and a lot of the people who were really big into the old regime of Warner Brothers, like Alan Horner, who's now part of Disney, and Greg Silverman, who's now doing his own thing. It's just interesting. So, next part of news I got is Pokemon Evolutions.
Ooh.
Which is an animated series, which I've always been about. Again, I love Ash, and anyone who's watched Pokemon before know that Ash has been Ash and Pikachu have been the mascots for the Pokemon franchise, which is the largest franchise in the entire world, $90 billion worth. Net worth, and they have a new show which is going to be on YouTube. It's called Pokemon Evolutions, and it's going to feature all the regions, all the stories from all the characters that aren't like the main character, which is really cool. So you're gonna see gym leaders, champions, legendary Pokemon, and I'm always about that. I think to me, Pokemon has always kind of missed that opportunity of like having other stories being told through
the Pokemon verse.
Yeah, I mean, Ash travels through all these regions, and you always get his perspective, and he's like very Dora the Explorer, very more educational, good family friendly. But I'm like, you can explore the universe like the Mandalorian explores space outside of a Skywalker story, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. And the first episode had already premiered on YouTube, which is pretty dope. And it featured the champion from the Galar region as Charizard. And my last news is more of like an op-ed. It's more of a, oh my God, remember when things started opening up, vaccines became available, and theaters were like, hey.
Remember?
And then they were like, okay, cool. So Dune's coming out in October, Halloween Kills, that's it. And then Shang-Chi, which is still #1 in the box office.
Oh, good.
$35 million this past weekend, has kind of invigorated and brought confidence back to the theater chains. So now we have a slew of films coming in October, which I was just like,
good word.
God blessed film. So Venom, Let There Be Carnage is coming out. Addams Family 2 is coming out. A Star Wars Terrifying Tales film is coming out. They put in No Time to Die is now coming out there. VHS 94 is coming out, so there's that movie coming out. Lamb, which is another A24 horror film.
Yeah.
Introducing Selma Blair, which is a Discovery documentary. Halloween Kills, we already knew about that.
And then December has a few big hitters too.
I'm only talking about October because I felt like everyone's like, okay, dump it all in October. The Last Duel, which is a Ridley Scott film. Injustice, which is Warner Brothers DC animated film. Dune's coming out still. Ron's Gone Wrong, which is the Pixar film. Jeepers Creepers. Army of Thieves is coming to Netflix. Well, I mean, that was always gonna be a thing. Last Night in Soho, which is Edgar Wright. My Hero Academia. Their third film's coming out.
My goodness.
Or fourth film. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, they just decided, like, okay, cool. If people want to go to dump all the movies. All Saints of Newark, I think, is coming out in October. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, which I'm glad. I think people love and miss the movies. So I'm like, wow, holy poopy. And I mean, it's also interesting because Warner Brothers always had their films going to be coming out at a certain point. But like now everyone's like, okay, cool. Drop them all. And so it's like 8 movies coming out on one day. And there's only 4 Fridays in that month. And I'm like,
I know from a TV standpoint, I think TV as we know it has changed forever in terms of scheduling and like when things come out. Like I've heard tell that some of the networks are just like, when we have something new, we're just it's not gonna be like it used to be, like kind of like a fall, spring. There's seasons of TV, and it's probably not gonna look like that anymore.
Well, I mean, I think we talked about it with the Disney lineup. They were just like, we want to have 220 shows come out in next year. I'm like, excuse me?
Excuse me?
220? You just want people to not ever get off the couch.
No.
And I think I always quote it, but it's just like, yeah, every streamer is not competing with themselves. They are competing with Fortnite. They're competing with gamers, which which is the economy of people's time. So
I feel like I have to mention one piece of news that I'm surprised that neither of us talked about, but I mean, am I surprised? I thought it was cool to see the return of Steve, Blue's Clues.
Oh yeah.
It was important to me only because I was too old for Blue's Clues, but I was not too old to babysit my little brother who is totally into Blue's Clues. So it was interesting to see it. I sent the video to my little brother. I was like, oh, remember? Anyway, next or last part of the show is in which we answer questions from you, the people. And if you would like to submit questions, there are a number of ways that you can submit questions. But the easiest way to get all those ways is go to nerdon.tv/questions, which includes a form, email. The easiest one that I'm seeing used the most is head on over to our Discord, nerdon.tv/discord. And there are channels that you can submit questions for this show with. And if you are a member of the Nerd On Nation, you get what we call the Nerd On Nudge, where we answer your questions first. And you can ask questions. Oh, we also take questions from the live audience on Twitch. This is the last week that this show is live on Sundays. It'll be moving to Mondays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is starting next week, the 20th. And the show will go to our podcast feeds on Wednesdays. But you can ask questions like Spencer asks, which one of the following would you pick? Being able to bend one element, Avatar style, being able to use the Force, a lower class X-Men style mutant, or Harry Potter style magic powers?
What was the first one?
Being able to bend one element, Avatar style.
Well, I hate to slightly break the question.
But you're going to.
Because other than airbenders, everyone could kind of bend multiple things. If you're a more talented bender, fire, you could do lightning, and potentially even lava.
Earth, metal.
Earth, you get metal and sand.
Yeah, that's right.
And then water, you get blood, you get ice, and you get swamp. So you know, it's not just one thing. So in that sense, just to explain it more, to make it more enticing. And then the other one was to force Jedi.
Being able to use the Force. So Star Wars, a lower class X-Men style mutant, Harry Potter style magic powers. I would probably pick Harry Potter style magic powers, near and dear to my heart, but I feel like you could do a lot with that. I mean, you could do a lot with magic powers.
And I misspoke. Apparently, Earth is lava, not fire. Fire is not lava.
Damn it, Tom.
I know, right? It's okay. I'm not.
Why don't you know everything?
I'm even winners could lose sometimes. I think for me the Force. I'm
okay.
Just knowing Force lightning, Force push, Force pull, mind reading, mind taking over
There's
control.
a lot you could do with that.
You could jump really high. You're practically super strength. You're a little bit of a superhuman. So I'm like, oh yeah, you could flick a lightsaber and catch it back. And I'm like, oh yeah, you can hold a beam at, I'm like, oh, you do a lot. You could do a lot. If you were in school, you will give me a passing grade. I will give you a passing grade. Like that stuff. Like you will let me go out to to zero period and that's it. Very easy.
You will let me go out with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. And in the chat, someone's mentioning a long time ago, there's a YouTube channel called Death Battle. They have a Screw Attack, Death Battle.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they had Luke Skywalker versus Harry Potter. And Luke Skywalker won just because they
Luke Skywalker.
Well, they made it more of about like he was much more trained than Harry ever was. Harry never really trained specifically for
he
combat.
Just kind of fell into
he kind of like, I had to do this out of survival, where Luke is like, you will learn how to fight Sith lords. So there's that. But yeah, it's Force for me.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question comes from Noe. Shout out. Binged our anniversary episodes.
Oh, yes. Much love.
Much love. What's one of your childhood beliefs that didn't stand the test of adulthood? Like ATMs being magic money machines or being able to eat delicious junk foods with no repercussions?
I
have a terrible one.
I want to hear yours first then.
Don't you, like, when you were a kid, you thought your parents knew everything?
No.
Oh, well, I'm the dumb kid.
No, because you know me. And the thing is, everyone listening, Josh and I are very kindred spirits in some ways and very opposite in every other way.
It's true.
But like, I was the kid that was like, I would do the but why to annoy them.
Oh.
And to me, my parents were more just like the sentries. They were like, I have to ask them to do everything. But like, I was the first one to be like, you don't know. Like, I just watched Pikachu beat an Onyx. Like, that doesn't happen. You don't know.
You don't know.
Batman could jump from an 80 story building into his car. You don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I was
that kid. I was like, how do you know? So what was
I mean, that you go. I'm thinking.
Mine's also really tough. So I'm a brown boy. If you haven't watched the videos, my mom is light skinned and my dad is dark skinned. And I was like, oh, the two skin tones combined to make me.
Oh.
And I was like, but who made the first brown person? And I was like, was it a white person and a black person make a brown person? That's what I thought in my head. You were for a long time.
Like color paletting
that like I was
human race.
That every color palette came from something. And so like there was never just like there were things there. Like it was always like brown was the combination of black and white. And I was just like, that was it. So I don't know. That was one thing. It was just like other thing. What was the question?
What's one of your childhood beliefs that didn't stand the test of adulthood?
Okay.
Bills exist.
Bills exist. That would never do drugs or drink.
Oopie.
I definitely did that because
I was straight edge until I was probably like 24.
What was the reason being straight edge?
I grew up in a pretty traumatic childhood and lots of drug usage and alcoholism, and I was like, I won't do that.
My mom was very like, if you do drugs and drink alcohol, I'll send you to Thailand to live with your grandma.
Shit.
And then so I was like, I don't do that. I'm gonna get good. I never got good grades. I'm gonna get good grades, and I'm gonna do whatever I want because you can't. First thing I do out of living there, I was like, I start smoking and drinking and doing all this shit. I'm like, I've done everything I said I wouldn't do in like a month. And I'm like, well,
hell yeah.
But it was, now I always say it like, it's good to experience it, never to live in it. Don't let those things become, your life. Other test of time things. I don't know.
They only asked for one. So we did extra credit.
Yeah. I just want to make sure they felt satisfied with that.
Next one comes from Dr. Wonka. What are your top 3 favorite actors slash actresses of all time?
Wow. Top 3 actors slash actresses. I call them all actors. I don't use actress just because I think I've heard so many female actors say like, oh, I'm an actor. Don't call me an actress. So I'm like, I'll just use actor. And if I get corrected by that, I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah.
top. Of all time, Christian Bale
Okay.
definitely is number one.
Okay.
Is a good one for me. If I'll see everything he's in. Doesn't matter. I really, I'm really liking Alicia Vikander's trajectory.
Okay.
I think she really popped off because of Ex Machina in America, at least.
Yeah.
But she has a very, very wide range of films that she's been in. Most recently was The Green Knight, and then soon to be The Blue Bayou. And I'm like, she's going in this artistic route.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have more than I'm gonna do three
Blue
dudes and
Bayou looks so good.
three women. Huh?
Oh,
Blue
okay.
Bayou.
Okay.
Oh,
you're breaking the rules.
I'm breaking the rules, but also
But it gives me more options.
Yeah, it gives you more options. I break the rules so you can. So I broke the rules so you can
did
run.
it for me. Okay, I get it. I get it.
Another dude who I really enjoy. I think. Who am I really liking right now? That's a tough thing. I really like Miles Teller.
Yeah.
I really like Miles Teller. I feel like he really just kind of throws himself into a performance.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like I really like that. Just seeing that happen. Um, Another female actor I would say I really enjoy watching is. Do you have any? Do you have any? I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I feel like please give me some.
Well, my males would be number one, Robin Williams.
Okay. I forgot Living or Dead.
This is actually very hard for me as an actor because I'm like, you notice performances that you're like, man, that's real good. So Robin Williams is number one. Tom Hanks was always I idolized Tom Hanks. And Ben Affleck.
Ben.
I was forget what I was watching recently. Oh, it was
Way back.
No, well, yeah, actually, yeah, there was that, but there was also The Accountant.
Oh, which is as close as we're gonna get to a Batman movie right now.
It's just like fucking like slept on so hard. I love Ben Affleck, and he really speaks to me in his personal journey. Female actors, I love Olivia Colman. She was in Broadchurch. She was in Hot Fuzz.
Mhm.
Jodie Comer, she's in Killing Eve. She basically plays the bad guy. She's incredible, like just incredible to watch. And just, I have to think of my other female.
So I have Christian Bale.
Yes.
Did I have another dude?
We both pick Batmans.
Okay. Did I have another dude? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say so. Christian Bale. I really like Yahya Abdul Mateen. Yahya Abdul Mateen II a lot. I think he's going to grow into this huge star, and if he's not already, I think he's pretty great. And he's also taking a lot of these cool iconic roles. And I really like. The thing is, I really like seeing someone who's just like challenging themselves and pushing and putting it all out there on Front Street.
Mm-hmm.
I said Miles Teller. That was the other guy.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so I had Alicia Vikander. I can't. Who I really like? Actually, I really like Kristen Stewart.
The thing
is, I love when a person has to break through the stigma.
Wall.
Yes.
Yes. There's this stigma.
It's such bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
and if you watch later stuff, like it's not a great movie, but it's fun to watch her. Is The Runaways.
Mm-hmm.
I was totally a hater. I realized the error of my ways.
You put yourself in your place.
I put myself in my place, but watching her in later stuff, you're like, oh, okay. I'm very interested to see her as Princess Diana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested to see. Yeah, it's I get all sorts of hyped up when I see an actor breaking through those walls, like Daniel Radcliffe doing different things that aren't just Harry Potter, and them being okay.
Yeah, or they're being great, like Elijah Wood, same thing. But also with Robert Pattinson, same thing. But my last pick for female actor, I would have to say, oh man, that's terrible because I forget her name, but I'm like I really like her. I feel like it's Natalie Emmanuel, but let me double check the name. But I really liked her from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Emmanuel, please.
Elizabeth Moss.
Oh, she's pretty great.
She is. The thing is, it's like my list goes off of like some of it is just actors that are just it's a joy to watch them no matter what they're doing. You're just like, oh, wow, that was Denzel Washington.
Yeah, I mean, we can go on. That's the thing. Top 3. It's like, what do you mean top 3? There's just like, and
that's choosing our field to talk a little bit about.
And that's the thing where it's like, if this person's in it, I'm gonna watch it. So Natalie Emmanuel really struck me from. She was Missandei from Game of Thrones.
Okay,
she's in the Fast and the Furious franchise, and I really like how she just kind of went from one ensemble to another ensemble, but it's an action ensemble now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, she's gonna be in Army of Thieves.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I'm really excited to see where she goes. And that's kind of the thing for me. Like, I like, as it comes from, you see things because you have a background in acting. I, have a background with directing, or I work, whatever it is. I'm just starting to look for performances that like really start getting me to, like, you kind of always have to have those things that remind you why you do what you do.
Yeah.
And it's like, what makes you inspired to do things. And so like when I see things like, Jesse Eisenberg is going to play this, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I remember watching Social Network, and I was like, oh, or seeing even Zombieland was like, oh, this is big. So seeing that kind of stuff is like, oh, where are they going to put themselves? Tom has a background as Tom.
Yeah.
Do I? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. As me.
What are you?
I don't know. I'm just a dude. I'm just some dude.
Just a dude playing a dude
disguised as another dude. Robert Downey Jr. is a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But also Ben Stiller is a guy too.
Yeah.
Also, everyone in Crazy Stupid Love.
Everybody in Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
Man. That is an ensemble.
But also Cillian Murphy.
Oh.
If you're going to...
We can go... On this week's episode of the Nerd On Update.
We just talk about actors we like. Yeah. We don't even talk a lot about them. We just say their name. Because we know the feeling of it. We're like, oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Because we fill in our minds of like, oh, yeah, that movie, that show, that video game. Like...
and recently I think there's been a renaissance of Jessica Henwick.
Oh yeah,
and how hard she works. I'm like, yeah, I want to see her do more shit. But also, like, same thing with I actually want to see more J-Lo. Like after Hustlers, like I talk about that movie so much. I'm like, yo, that movie deserves so much more.
Yeah,
that movie deserves so much more. But now
you get to control the conversation.
Now I asked some questions that we got from the chat.
What you got?
We have first question from T-Dog8282. If you could be a special type of bender from Avatar,
oh wow,
which would it be? Lava bender, blood bender, metal bender, combustion bender?
Man, lava's dope, but I would probably pick metal. That'd be useful AF.
Part of me, so my analytical brain is blood, because I mean, good luck trying to bend. Of course, good luck trying to bend against me. But then I think about Bakugo, and I'm like, combustion bending though, just explosions.
You're Bakugo.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man. So if I had to choose one, it's gonna be combustion.
Okay.
I'm gonna explodies.
Explodey boy.
Next question we got from Zell.
Yes.
No more. Question for later. You were kidnapped, but later let go. What did you do to cause them to let you go?
I was just like a really nice guy. I just killed them with kindness, and they were like, man, I feel so bad for him.
Oh no. God.
What do we do to this guy?
If I was kidnapped,
you made them feel bad about themselves. I'm like, you can't even kidnap right.
I would just be like, hands behind the back. I'm like, do we pass by my exit? I'm like 10 Are we next to the Jimmy Burger? We're next to the Jimmy Burger, aren't we?
I could totally go
I'm gonna break out. The moment you guys leave, I'm breaking out. I'm breaking free. I don't care. You guys are...
One of them would for sure go, he is emotionally exhausted.
Then I'm like, I don't know what you guys plan to do. I'm not worth a lot of money. Look at my wallet. That's all the money you're going to find. Look at my bank account. I'll give you the numbers right now. You ain't going to find nothing. Who are you trying to ransom? My family? I have the best apartment out of all of them. So you guys are idiots.
It's true. Can we return? Can we get a refund for him?
You can kidnap me, but you have to read my screenplay. How about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Use it to your advantage.
Next question from MX Raff.
Yes.
Besides Nerd On, do you have any other creative outlets?
Oh,
Josh, please.
Yes. I'm a voice actor, so that's kind of like a constant thing. I'm still playing on the the fence of like, do I want to commit to full acting of like even actually working towards like film and all that in theater and getting back into that because I have a lot of training in it, and over the pandemic just like realized that I was so angry because I wasn't doing it. This thing that was my passion for I didn't have a plan B. It was so much of a passion that I was like, no, I'm an actor. That's why I moved to LA and blah blah blah. And then like audio is like it really is it's something that I enjoy doing. Like when we're done today, I was hired to mix later and it's a joy. It's yes, I get paid to do it, but it's like it's a puzzle for me and I have fun doing it and I'm good at it. So it's like it's fun. I like it.
No.
You know the drill as always.
I mean, I write. I haven't directed anything in a long time. I think the last thing I directed was the 48-hour film fest.
One of the reasons we're changing our schedule.
Yeah. So I want to be able to direct some more stuff and make some more stuff. So I mean, writing right now is the only thing I got doing, and a lot of it's just rewriting. A lot of it, I have a lot of good ideas. I think they're good ideas, and I want them to be good stories that people will enjoy.
Tom, if you made it, it's probably a good idea.
Hopefully,
you're good at what you do.
I mean, I like to think,
you're good at what you do.
Everyone who's great at something started where we were, so why can't we be them? And that's
thank you, Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's my stance on it. It's like I don't know if I'm good yet. I want to be good, and I'm going to work towards being good. I might have good ideas, but it doesn't mean they're going to be good stories. So
yeah,
that happens. So it's okay if you're constantly in the growth pattern. You're always growing as a writer. You're always growing as a storyteller, or
at
growing.
You should be.
Yeah,
right?
or whatever it may be. That being said, something I would really want to do should Nerd On give us all the money. Everyone buys all the merch that we have, and we have like a bajillion patrons, and we have all the sponsors. I'd really want to go into model making. I really like to make like Gundams and figurines and stuff like that.
It's fun.
Well, it's like quiet. It's meticulous.
I would love to do like Lego builds.
Yeah, like I think they just released
like the big ones.
They just released the Tumblr. Yes. And it's like just quiet making a thing, or like painting minis.
Yeah, my stepbrother reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, I sent you a picture. Look at it." And it was like the massive Millennium Falcon Lego set. He was like, "I want to build it with you, and maybe we can film it and stuff." And I never got to, and it was like, Legos are cool. Building things are cool. It's fun.
And there's something I've been wanting to do, and I'll have to just try to figure it out. I have some connects, and I can talk to them, but I'm like, I want to potentially make a comic.
Yeah.
I have a story that I've been holding on for like such a long time, but I'm like, this really does fit into a comic book, especially the genre. And I'm like, if I can make it into a comic book first, then at least I make it into a comic book.
Can I read your comic book?
Yeah. I have to figure out how it would work, because I'm thinking like, how do movies get adapted into, or how comics get adapted into movies? And typically it's like a 12-issue run. I'm like, cool, well, would I do a 12-issue run then? And then...
Or is it so good that it only needs 3?
Because I imagined it as a movie first, and I realized like maybe it does better as a comic book, because I was very inspired by a comic book. But
yeah,
I would watch you build a Gundam or paint a mini. Yeah, I mean, I think, and that's the thing I'd want to do as a group, is just like us making stuff. It'd be kind of fun.
I mean, we've thought about streams where it's just like, we just set up the table, some cameras, microphones are around, and we're just kind of like building stuff and eating just like talking.
Have you seen Adam Savage's One Day Builds?
No, but you've talked about it before.
They're great. They're really calming. They're like an hour long, and it's just him being like, "Oh, this is so fascinating." It's like, I'm really pleased how this turned out. Like, oh, that's so intricate. That's crazy. He's just so happy, right? How much time we have for other questions?
I mean, it depends. I mean, let's do 2.
Okay, let's do 2.
We seem to be going pretty quick.
Okay. I have one. From this can be kind of a. I mean,
if it's a longer question, we'll do one.
There's a short question.
Oh, okay.
From Lukion, can we get a skit based on Corey and Caitlin's crime fighting hair duo? A skit? Sure. When?
I really don't see why not.
When? I don't know. But I would totally want to do it like almost like puppets with a green screen. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's hard boiled as shit.
If you ever mention puppets, I'm in.
It's hard boiled as shit where it's like in the sunny town of Los Angeles. Where
it smelled of old cigarettes and bad dreams.
Life is cheap and love is cheaper. Totally do. Another question. Okay, this is actually could be kind of a big question.
Okay.
From Zell Namor. Question. Depression hits every once at some point in life. When it does happen, what is your go-to depression food to make yourself feel better?
Oh. Depression food. I got to think about this. It's actually two things in equal. It's either really dirty Mexican food,
Okay.
like piled on nachos, like no holding back, like 3 kinds of cheese, 2 different kinds of meat, just all of the condiment, anything that you want, just like nachos. And it's not like the crispy thin nachos. It's like full on nachos, or it's a really dirty burger.
Mm.
Like we have Doghouse locally.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
they're
spelled with the H-A-U-S-E.
Yeah,
Doghouse.
they're I think it's called Holy Aioli. It's their garlic burger.
Holy mayo.
Oh, and they're like chili tots. Chili tots. That's
When was the last time you went to Doghouse?
It's been a really long time.
The first and last time I've been to
Yes.
Doghouse was when we were working at the fruit stand.
Yeah.
And it was with the man, I'll say his name, was
With the man, and I'll say his name.
Alex. I forget his last name. Very nice guy. I call him Flanders all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
That was the first and last time I went. And I liked the place, but we went to Pasadena.
So we're going to Doghouse soon.
I'd be down. I like Doghouse. But the thing is also
There's one in Pasadena. I know this because I worked at the okay, yeah. I worked at the fruit stand in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Sometimes after when I was a basic bitch and I did CrossFit, sometimes I'd be like, I am so like, when you work out really hard, you're like,
I earned this.
I earned this.
Oh yeah.
I'd go to Doghouse.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just want a dirty burger.
I'll give you I mean, you could probably guess what my go-to make myself feel better food is. Based on what I usually bring to a thing.
Fried chicken?
It's fried chicken. I'm very simple.
Like where
it
from?
Doesn't matter. I mean,
you just want fried chicken.
I just want fried chicken. I mean, I'll say it like this.
Our childhood belief, KFC is good.
I like KFC. The thing is, okay, look, and this is the thing. I'll say KFC is a little overrated for it. Popeyes is the better fried chicken for me.
I've never had Popeyes.
Oh shit. But I'll say it this way. I'm good with the Ralph's $7.99. You got 2 breasts, 2 wings, 2 drums, and 2 thighs.
Vaughn's chicken tenders are dope. They're so good.
So, and this is the thing. I like chicken tenders, but for me, a bone-in chicken thigh is just a different thing. Yeah. It's just a weird, like, this is going to get a little graphic.
Wow.
There is something about me that I just like sucking the meat off of these bones that I'm like,
Can you say that again, but whisper it into the microphone?
I'm just sucking the meat
out
of these bones.
This is going to be really fun to mix later.
So Popeye chicken sandwich better than Chick-fil-A. I agree. I think Chick-fil-A is a little over hyped. But yes,
I've had Chick-fil-A once.
I think it's a little hyped. I think the sauce is what makes it done, and the crisp cut fries. But Talon the Dragon, who's asking for the spelling of Doghouse, I think that's how it's spelled.
Doghaus. House. And I think it's not like it's local to LA. I think there are others in different cities, but I know 2 here in LA.
I want to get one last question because it's Mamba.
Yes.
And Mamba has done so much for us as our mod for our streams.
And mods our Discord sometimes.
And mods our Discords and looks out for us.
Mamba's like, what?
And make sure that we don't go off the beaten path and kind of knows what's going on in the Twitch world. So, this is a shout out. Question was, when are we going to talk about Matrix 4?
You know the drill. As always. No, I'm just kidding. We have talked about it. We are going to be meeting in November to discuss our December schedule. And we'll know then. I mean, it's on our minds. And we're like, because we talked about Matrix.
And I'll tell you this right now. So we recently, because Corey thought of this cool idea to bring in some more audience to our YouTube channel. Because where there's a will, there's a way for us to try to find a way to, get some monetization if we can, just so that we can do more of this. And bring some audience into our show, bring some new audience into the podcast and the stream, everything. It all has to work together as a net. So Corey developed hey, let's do some trailer reactions. I haven't watched.
The first one did really well.
I haven't watched the trailers for anything since.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm just like, are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? And so like at this point, I'm kind of like, I do that.
I think when he comes back, I think we can like freely be like, okay, cool. We mean.
I kind of be like, let's record 4. Let's record. I mean, I
feel like we're getting into a place like later in the year where we're gonna start seeing a lot of trailers.
And that's the thing with the whole my news with the October thing. I was just like, there's so many. How many trailers am I not watching?
The thing is that I love trailers. So
same, and I don't like the J.J. Abrams.
I almost didn't watch the Dexter one because I was like,
are we gonna? That's what when you said
every trailer I watch, I'm like, I'm cheating on Tom and Corey.
Well, and so that's the thing when you were like, I'm going to talk about the Dexter trailer. I'm like, oh, he watched the trailer. I'm like, so can we not do the react to that? Because I'm like, but I want to think of the microcosm. I'm like, would there be an audience to watch the Dexter trailer? There is an audience to watch the Dexter trailer.
The thing that freaks me out is like in my specific field, in my as an audio mixer, I mainly mix promos, and sometimes I have mixed movie trailers, and I'm afraid one day there's going to be a trailer and I'll be like, I mixed that.
I feel like you should totally do it. You should.
Oh, wow.
You should flex your acting chops for sure and be like, yeah, I mixed that trailer. I'm like,
I saw that a week ago.
It's just like how everyone realizes that like pornography is acting. Like, what? What? There's nothing special?
No. Well, that was this week's update. Hope you enjoyed. If you were listening,
I mean, if you weren't listening, thanks for just play the video.
If you were listening on video or watch, I feel like those are very different verbs. If you were listening on your favorite podcast app, awesome. Let us know what you're listening to because we're always very interested to see where people are listening. If you liked what you heard today, stop by, rate and review. This week is our 4-year wedding anniversary.
Yeah. Wedding?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was just like,
my wedding anniversary is soon. But anyway.
I was going to say, I feel like if our birthday was the same day as our wedding, that would make it very complicated. But also, it would be like every year is like, so like next year will be 5, but it'll be our 4th year wedding anniversary.
But yes, we are 4 years old. Lots of episodes to listen to if you are just joining us. If you are new to the Nerd On landscape, check out our website, nerdon.tv. It has all of the information. Do make sure tomorrow, Monday, check out, or yesterday,
or just buy it. Don't even check it out.
Just check it out. This is really dope. We submitted it for the shop so it could go up, and we were like, that looks real good. And I got it in the mail, and I went, that looks real good. So get yourself one of them. We've already sold a few to the nation, so check it out. I sent one to Tom. He was like, wow, this looks really good. So
I was like, the other Tom
designed this.
Other Tom.
I sent one to Tom.
I was like, oh, did you?
Oh, surprise.
I was like, oh, that's nice. Surprise. And I was like, oh, the Tom that deserves it.
The Tom that designed
it.
So check out the shop. Do consider joining the Nerd On Nation. It is legit one of the things that has allowed us to grow, to upgrade our content to 4K, high quality audio, microphone, all that stuff. All the stuff that we continue to do is largely in place because of the Nerd On Nation. So check it out, nerdon.tv/Patreon. For as little as $4 a month.
$4, $12 a year, baby.
Yeah. And we're super close to one of our goals, which is 60. We're at 47.
Get us there, baby. Come on.
When we get to 60, the Nerd On Nation gets to decide a topic for one of our episodes. That's pretty dope.
$1. Yep. And you get us a step closer. You get some cool videos that I've been making, some BTS stuff.
I make some kind of like behind the scenes. I'm the president of the company, and I'll be like, here's some information.
It's not really behind the scenes. It's more like a vlog. It's more like you're chatting with them. You're having a conversation.
Yeah.
Things I've been making is like, here's some shit that didn't make it on the air. But it's good. It's good. Yeah. It's all edited. I mean, I'll make it sure it looks good.
You also get access to secret channels on our Discord server. But that's enough housekeeping. Let you get about your day. Thank you so much for listening or watching on YouTube. You guys are dope. Thanks for hanging in 4 years.
4 years strong. 4 quarters in.
We heart you all. You know the drill. As always,
Nerd on.